Senior, huh? That's the worst, no, really, it was a good joke. The red-nosed reindeer thing. Let me just first start off by wishing everyone a happy and healthy New Year. Thank you all for coming. And, let me get a few brief things out of the way. I'd like to recognize a few people. One is former Mayor Jay Delaney in the back for attending today. We appreciate you coming. Leonard Pawsey from the school board, thank you for coming. Now, I'm pretty sure that the township didn't have his reorg meeting yet. I could be wrong, but Deputy Mayor Bruce Sisler. And I have no idea if Bruce is going to be mayor next year or not. I didn't hear anything. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. Thank you for attending. We appreciate the support for each community. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't thank my wife for her support in being here, and my mom who's here, my eldest brother, my sister, my brother, and my goddaughter who are somewhere between Washington, D.C. and Morristown. And they're going to miss the best part. One of the parts. It may not necessarily be the best. I also want to thank our police chief, who's sitting in the back, our fire chief. Give them a round of applause. I'm not going to go down and name each one, but I can thank our department heads for being here, especially those who get the least recognition. It's our DPW. There's a few DPW members here. They've done an outstanding job for our community, and we're all getting ready for the next round of storms that are coming Thursday and Friday. So we'll be prepared, as we always are, if we need CERT people to go out. It's going to be very cold, so make sure that people talk to their neighbors, make sure they have heat. It's going to be single digits below zero Friday, so we want to make sure that everyone's protected in the community, and that we'll have the town hall open for those who are in need. So just keep that in mind. It's going to get very, very, very brutally cold. Okay, now usually I was going to ad-lib this year, and then I decided, well, maybe I just could go off into different things, and people will be sitting there shaking their head going, what is he talking about? So I figured I'd focus in a little bit and do a little bit of organized speaking and then ad-lib at the end. Does that work for you guys? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Of course, I wish everybody a happy and healthy New Year. As I felt with each year in the New Year, it's going to be a good one for the town of Morristown. It is truly amazing to travel around the state and hear people speak so positively about our town, how we have grown in a well-planned, sustainable manner while preserving the identity of our historic neighborhoods. Continue this smart growth is paramount to 2014 and beyond. This past year demonstrated the vitality and vibrancy of the town of Morristown. I've had the pleasure to say each year that we welcomed dozens of new businesses, and in 2013 was no exception. In fact, we had over 200 new businesses open in the last 2 years. That's 2.5 years. That's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. We have had some notable leases, like the Cake Boss, which is soon coming to arrive in Morristown. A renowned Manhattan restaurateur opening in the Vail Mansion. Of course, Whole Foods and CVS coming in 2014. In addition, many businesses are choosing Morristown to open their second location, such as, see if I get this right, Chifoi's? How do you say that new salad place? Chofi's? Okay, well that's it. It's a new salad house from Millburn. Takeover Apparel from Montclair, 580 South from Livingston, Godfather of East Hanover is now moving into Morristown, so we'll have a full seafood restaurant, and I know everybody's excited about that. I've heard a numerous amount of times how we don't have enough seafood. We have enough restaurants, but we don't have enough seafood. For those who have asked more variety in our retail base, we will soon have it. Morristown is open for business, and I would like to recognize the hard work and dedication that the Morristown Partnership does in this regard. We are currently working on the 2014 municipal budget, and I can happily report that as a result of many difficult financial and operational decisions made over the past 4 years, in addition to stabilized pension, debt, and health care insurance costs, we are in a very good position to introduce a budget that continues to provide a high level of service to our community without increasing the tax burden.
That's great.
I see one relative. Two relatives. Okay, they made it. Yay! Andy and Molly, my brother Matthew, please rise. We all kind of waited a little bit for you guys to come. Now, I won't burden the the residents that have come out here and start over again. So we're kind of in the tax area. I got the thumbs up from my goddaughter. I'm so happy they came up from D.C. and they got here safe and sound. I appreciate that. So we're in a good position in our budget, and we continue to provide that level of service while the town still contends with multi-year commercial tax appeals that will challenge our growth in the tax base. Private investment in the form of new business and redevelopment projects will inject significant valuation increases back into our tax base and strengthen our town's long-term financial condition. During my last term, I stated on a number of occasions that my administration would actively pursue shared services. We may have heard about that a few times during the election, the past election, how my opponent was talking about shared services. Well, I can tell you that contracts with private vendors when it comes to physical and operational sense, we will do. And I believe our town council share the same belief, and with their approval, help transform the way we provide municipal services, while at the same time save taxpayers millions of dollars. I will continue to approach the governing the same way over the next 4 years. In fact, in the very near future, I will present this governing body with another shared service opportunity that will allow the town not only to increase support services we provide to our citizens, but to help save the town over $100,000 a year as well. This much-anticipated first phase of Speedwell Avenue redevelopment broke ground in 2014. This project, called Latitude, will bring 268 households to the Speedwell Avenue neighborhood. Progress in this important neighborhood stalled for years, and I heard your frustration. I heard when you said you wanted the town to deal with the abandoned buildings along the avenue. I heard when you said that you wanted the town to stop parking its garbage trucks in our backyard. Well, this administration delivered on its promises. Anyone driving by the site today can see this administration put the excuses aside and have brought the project to fruition. Less talk, more action. Latitude will feature beautiful architecture, environmentally sustainable design elements, and 26 new units of affordable housing. Latitude will also generate approximately $650,000 in new tax revenue and has created hundreds of construction jobs. As these are just the direct economic impacts, we have only begun to see Latitude's indirect economic benefits. Things like a new CVS that will replace a long derelict building, create short and long-term job opportunities, and fund major roadway improvements. Morristown's strength and cycle of success will benefit all of our neighborhoods. The success of Speedwell was built upon deep civic engagement, great design, and thoughtful leadership, all of which are core values of my administration. In keeping with the pledge towards smart growth and transparent development, we have completed the draft of our Morristown Moving Forward, our new master plan in 2013. With our town planning consultants, Daniel and Phil, I've got to know them often over the last 4 years, we have engaged the entire community through storefront community workshops, public hearings, an interactive website to ensure maximum input in the future of the growth of the town. This ongoing dialogue is so important to the future of our town. I encourage you to review the draft at morristownmovingforward.com and provide your input. The planning board will hold its first meeting for the public on January 23rd. Comprehensive planning is the best way to ensure we preserve the town's historic charm and to ensure strong residential neighborhoods. At its core, Morristown Moving Forward identifies growth opportunities that promise to preserve our neighborhoods, enhance our quality of life, and avoid traffic congestion. The community input sessions have led to intriguing concepts that are both big and small, such as pocket parks, potential traffic pattern changes, and a world-class transit district. In 2014, we look forward to adopting the new master plan and building upon its success with updates to our zoning ordinances, advocacy in Trenton to improve our roads, and the advancement of focused redevelopment agenda for blighted and underutilized projects and parcels. Each year I get to mention wonderful events that have taken place in this wonderful town we live in. The events really are something very special to Morristown. To name a few, First Night, which those who were around last night saw the great success of First Night again. Those who were out there watching the fireworks, a few of us up here were, my face felt so cold that it was amazing. It was only 27 degrees, but it was so cold that it was good to see so many people out there enjoying the same cold that I was. And we had a great night last night, my wife and I, and it was a great way to bring in the new year in the town of Morristown. I also want to mention, of course, Morristown's Restaurant Week, St. Patrick's Day Parade, for those who are Irish, and for everybody in Morristown, it's a great parade. It's the best in the state. Art around the park, the Grand Fondo, and of course, one of my favorites, the Morristown Jazz and Blues Festival, which we're very proud of here in Morristown. We've had 3 great successful years, and we want to continue to bring that to our community. We also have the Festival on the Green and the Christmas Festival on the Morristown Green. I commend all these organizations and individuals involved in making these activities happen. It cannot be done and won't be done if people don't get involved and give of their time to make these things successful. And as you can see in a community like Morristown, they are, and much of our community enjoys it. As outside people from around the area enjoy it also. All of these events seem to continue to grow each year, and more people visit Morristown. We should also point out, of course, what and how many wonderful performances take place at the Mayo Center for Performing Arts. Morristown is lauded as a model of success throughout the state because of its commitment and efforts of the administration, the council, town employees, and town residents. Morristown is poised again for continued growth and prosperity in 2014. We are in a strong position financially and a solid tax base and continued flow of new ratables. As I have said many times, our success breeds potential challenges, and my administration will continue to implement types of programs and projects that will keep our successes sustainable and endure and ensure our high standards of quality of life. Everyone knows I am very accessible, and I'm always interested in new ideas. I have been blessed with the job of serving mayor of the town of Morristown and welcome 4 more years to continue the positive growth and long-term sustainability of our town. Let's have a healthy, safe, and prosperous New Year. And I usually end most of my written speeches by a quote. So I'm going to quote JFK, which I've quoted many times. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not uttered words, but to live by them. It's a very important statement. I live by it. I want to thank you all for coming here today. Before I just say a few more words, again, Happy New Year. Congratulations to the council members who are being sworn in today for the change that's coming on the council, the new council president that'll be sworn in, vice president, and all the changes that come about. I wish you great success for 2014. I'm looking forward to working with you all. Now, got that out of the way. It's always a lot of work when you have to try to read here, and as I get older, I have to make the font bigger on the paper. And as technology changes, so do computers. So I spent an hour trying to figure out how to get the font bigger on the computer this morning. So it's a nightmare. And one of the things that I was able to look back at, not to take too much time up here, I was able to look back 4 years and look back how this was 4 years ago. And what this community went through in an election and a change that I think has lifted a veil off of this community and has moved our town forward is I didn't have as much white hair. It really didn't. I still have it. But if you all look at my mother, you'll see that I would have had it anyway, whether I was elected or not elected, because she was white at 30. Again, I would like to just thank you all for coming. I don't have a joke like the Monsignor. Oh my goodness, another family member showed up. My brother Danny and his wife. They didn't come in from Washington, they didn't come in from like exit 8 on the one block over. But I do want to recognize my goddaughter who's here, Molly. It's important. I think highly of her. They're all very successful in what they do with their education and their work. My brother is a teacher. And, I thank them for coming all the way up from D.C. It means a lot to me. Now, you notice that my son's not here. And the last I saw was a text. He was in a limo last night in New York City celebrating New Year's. So I've gotten a few texts from him. He's devastated. But I know he loves us all and wishes us all well. He's devastated that he's not here. It's okay. I forgive him. But I'll never let him live it down. I'll hold that over his head for at least a year. But I'd like to also thank our Morristown Green and Pat for coming here today, spending New Year's Day here. It is truly an honor to be your mayor. I thank all those who serve our community, because that's really who I represent. It's the workers of this community and the residents, and I'm the go-between to make sure that they provide the quality of service that you expect and deserve by the money that you give this government. So thank you all. God bless you all. God bless Morristown. Move on to the next. Thank you. You give a politician a microphone, I can go on for a little bit. But my sister Barbara, who's here, who came from all the way down deep South Jersey.
Deep South.
Well, you teach further south. But she has with her I would call him her stepson, who's my nephew. I know, but that's what I call him anyway. And that's Mikey, who's, without him, she wouldn't have been here. Because she overslept an hour. She couldn't find the entrance to the parkway. She lives by the parkway. So who knows what she did last night. But thank you, Mike, for coming. I appreciate it. He's a young man who's doing well in school, and I think he's going to do well in life. And appreciate that you're here. I just wanted to recognize you and appreciate you coming here, spending this day here. And the last, after this ceremony is completed, we will be at the Hyatt from 1:30 to 3:30, open house. Come have something to eat. Come say hello to the newly sworn-in elected officials. Say hello to the family. Say, just have a little New Year chow and chat. So we look forward to you coming over to the Hyatt at 1:30. Thank you very much. That's it.